Hello, hello, hello. Hi, bro. .NET Web API, please. What do you mean .NET Web API, please? So first thing, can you hear me? Am I audible? Can someone please drop a comment here in chat box that am I audible? Hello, sir. How are you? Thank you for your valuable content. Thank you. Loon Loon. So can you hear me? Please drop a message in the chat box that if you can hear me. Okay. So looks like people are not available today. Maybe they are busy somewhere. I just thought it's been a while. I was traveling, then I was having these health issues. I was not able to record anything. And then I thought let's try a live stream, just general chit chat, but looks like people are busy with their lives. So we'll wait for a couple of more minutes. If people join and some discussion starts, then fine. Or if that does not happen, then we'll simply discontinue, close this stream. There's no point of just sitting here looking at all these things. I'll work on my project. I'm working on a side project that is in .NET Core API and Vue 3 UI. The people who are here, are you guys fresher, beginner, or you are experienced? I am actually thinking about something. I just need to know if there are the people who are on my channel are those freshers, beginner, or they are some much more advanced and experienced developers. I'm planning to develop app for taxi company. So would it be going to be something like that Ola Uber or something else? Bala Subramaniam. Bala Subramaniam. I am experienced beginner working with your content. So like Ola and Uber. So so yeah, Bala Subramanian. So are you going to use .NET MAUI or you're just saying in general, or you are going to use some Flutter or React Native or some native uh, that Swift or Kotlin? Need to integrate Google Maps. Okay, so the map part you are going to use Google Maps. Yeah, that's why I asked, because if you are planning to use Maui maps, then before developing everything, I would suggest you to just play around directly with the maps. If the current state of maps, if those are fulfilling all your needs, the distance, showing the rider on the map, and all these things, But if you are going to use the device maps, Google Maps or Apple Maps, then it's good. So for all other things, you are going to use native, and for map related stuff, you are going to integrate Google Map. Then it's a good option. Not great, but maybe in some future release, we are going to have some stronger maps, which we can easily get to work and have the advanced features. I have not play around with maps yet in .NET MAUI. I need to find time for that. So you are going to integrate Google Maps. So did you try the maps in .NET MAUI? Loon, or is it Loon? For you, you are experienced beginner. So you are experienced in general .NET, ASP.NET, and .NET in general, and new to MAUI, or I'm implementing Blazor Hybrid MAUI from your tutorials with SQLite using 760 devices. 760 devices. What is it? Is it some type of device or number of devices? 760 devices. What is it? Need to integrate Google Maps? No. Okay, you didn't play around with the maps. Okay. Bala Subramanian, you're planning beginner for Maui. Okay. Maybe for static kind of thing, you can first try Maui for showing the general thing. But the maps in .NET Maui, these are not that powerful, but maybe for basic use cases, these can work. You can maybe try those first and then try integrating Google Maps also. So before starting uh, on this app, I would recommend you to just create a simple POC, check the current maps in .NET MAUI, and try to integrate Google Maps first before implementing all other functionality. How is the integration? Is the this integration, this flow, and everything, is it satisfying all your needs? If that is not the case, then .NET MAUI is not good for this particular app. Working C# for 7 years. Great. Let's see what we have. Hmm. Hmm, .NET MAUI apps. Maps.NET MAUI. So here, .NET MAUI multi-platform app UI map control is a cross-platform view for displaying and annotating maps. Map control uses a native map control on each platform and is provided by Microsoft MAUI Controls Map. Map control isn't supported on Windows due to lack of a map control in WinUI. However, Community Toolkit.maui.maps NuGet package provides access to Bing Maps through a web view. Okay. Okay, so for this app, you will mostly use the Android and iOS. So for the map control, use native map initialization. Just install the NuGet package. Use Maui map. There is use Maui maps. Platform integration, platform configuration. I mean 760 devices, PC, tablets, mobiles using my app. It is free for my organization. Okay. Oh, thanks for the information. Then I will choose Flutter. No, I'm not saying directly go to the Flutter. If you are experienced in C Sharp, you are working with C Sharp for 7 years. So try if whatever requirement you have. If this maps control, which is default in .NET MAUI, if this works for you, and if it does not work, then try integrating the Google Maps first. And if that integration is not easy to implement, then go to the Flutter or React Native. So what type of app is this? Loon Loon. Am I pronouncing it correct? Loon or Loon? So we'll see map initialization. We saw platform configuration. Additional configuration required on Android before the map will display in addition on iOS, Android, and Mac. Location permission. Okay. Android permissions. Get a Google Maps API key. To use the map control on Android, you must generate an API key which will be consumed by Google Maps SDK, on which map control relies on Android. Oh, to do this, follow the instructions, these and these, and then add that API key in manifest. Okay, I need to try this out. I have not tried this map yet. Specify the Google Play service version number, specify edition permissions. Okay, after permissions, map control is showing user, indicates whether map is showing the user's current location. Item source, which is a collection of enumerable pin items to be displayed. So we can add multiple pin. Item template, which specify the data template to apply to each item in the collection of displayed pins. So for pin, we can have our own UI. Data template, item template selector, that is fine. Scroll enabled. Okay. Traffic enabled, indicates whether traffic data is overlaid on the map. Okay. Zoom enabled. Map elements, map element represent list of elements on the map such as polygons and polylines. So using these polylines, maybe you will be able to show the path, the route, or the maybe the taxi and the user, the current location, the line between these two locations. Map type, display style of the map, what all options we have, we'll see. Then we have pins. Pins we already saw, right? Pins. Oh, item source and pins. What is the difference? Item source is of type enumerable, which specifies the collection of enumerable pin items to be displayed. And pins, I list pin represent the list of pins on the map. Can't say without trying. Visible region of type map span returns the currently displayed region on the map. Okay. Could you please do data async offline, SQLite and online? Oh, you mean sync offline and online data sync. So for this, uh, Johnny Chung's vlog, I don't know what language this is. This Chinese, Mandarin, or I don't know. I'm not sure what language is this and what did you write. I have no idea. So if you could please translate this. Can you please do some Google Maps tutorial, sir? Yeah, that's why I'm just saying this. Maybe I will try something. What do you recommend? UI, Mud Blazor, Fluent UI, sir? So more, I mostly work with custom UI. I am good with HTML, CSS. I would not say very great or very creative with that, but I can do the work. So I use mostly custom CSS with Bootstrap because I've been working with Bootstrap for so many years now. And recently I tried Tailwind as well. I like Tailwind as well. But when we say Mud Blazor, Fluent UI, I Saw Mud Blazer. I used it for very simple use case, not a complete full-fledged application for everything. People use it. It is being used by a lot of people. So maybe it is good, but for me, when I'm working on this, I see all these libraries are bloated, or maybe a lot of work or performance issues on the applications which we create, because these do a lot of things which might not required for our use cases. But it totally depends on your app, on your expertise, on if you have a team that is uh, comfortable with Mud Blazor, go for it. And if you just want to have everything built in, and you can have that small performance related issues, and I would not say issues, but this is good for a lot of people. I see a lot of comments and lot of discussions, Mud Blazor, Redgen, and all these things. But then Fluent UI, it is good. No, I would say it is good, but it also depends. If you are okay with trying this out, then you can try. But for me, if you are learning Blazor and doing starting with it, I would go with the uh, custom CSS, custom elements, custom components. The thing is, if you know how to do the things, after that, if you pick all these libraries, then it makes sense. If you will directly jump to some framework, some this UI library, Blazor, Fluent, or any other, then you will not, uh, let's say, you will not know the basics. Actually, you are going to skip all those things. How the basic things work. It again depends. If you have a time crunch, if you are directly going to jump on a project, you don't have that much of time to learn everything in detail and all, then you can go with these libraries. I'm going to I have not tried Fluent UI. I saw it, I saw the documentation and all. I have not implemented, integrated it with any of my app, but I'm going to try it. This is in my list. So what I was thinking, maybe we can try it together. What I mean, maybe I will try it and I will record it when I'm going to do this. Or the second option could be, maybe I can try it, check everything, and then maybe create a simple, let's say, simple series or video, single video, or maybe a simple, this Fluent UI library related simple course kind of thing on YouTube free. So that is also an option. I'll see. First, I need to try it. I'll see if I should directly record it, or maybe do it first and then create a simple course out of this. I thought you would be busy for a while because of war. Yeah, but what can we say? But we are not directly, when I say we, that means we as civilians who are not directly in the border region. So we are working here. Yeah, this is fine. So we are available actually. That's what I'm saying. Thank you for advice with UI, sir. No problem. Waiting that series. So what do you suggest? Should it be a series, or should it be the pre? First, I should try and then create a series, or maybe we should do it live, or maybe just record the video and just start integrating it, or seeing the documentation, trying it for the first time. I have not tried it yet. Okay, on map, after all these things, we have display a map. .NET MAUI has two map types: Microsoft MAUI Control Maps map and Microsoft MAUI Application Model map. Because the MAUI application model namespace is one of .NET MAUI's global using directive. When using Microsoft MAUI controls maps map control from code, you will have to fully qualify your map uses or use a using alias. Okay. Okay, so here we have map type street, satellite, and hybrid. Okay, so it will switch the display type of the map. Display a specific location on the map. We have the sensor location. Okay, latitude and longitude we can show directly. I don't like this approach. Example. For these cases, when I need to pass the arguments and all, in those cases, I prefer this approach. And if these are bindable, then I'm directly going to use bindings for this. Red Eye developer, hello. I learned the adapter pattern, but I'm looking for a case to apply it. Adapter pattern. Yeah, so it is sometimes, not sometimes, I would say most of the time, you don't directly implement the pattern. You have a use case, you are trying to solve it, or you are solving it. So sometimes unknowingly, you are actually implementing some pattern, you are using some pattern. So for example, let's say you said you learned adapter pattern. Let's say for maybe we are looking at this map right now. Let's say we want to show this in-app map for our use case, but the map data or latitude, longitude, or some location information, this thing we are getting from some third party service, third party API. It could be some third party provider or anything. So they are providing you the data, and the, let's say, first you implemented this, your logic, you have your classes, your models, everything is related to your use case, the way you are showing your map data. Then you went to some third party provider to get that location data to display it on your map. Now first you implemented your logic. That means you didn't have the third party provider, that means you didn't have any contract or anything which will tell you that what type of data you are going to get from the third party provider. In that case, you already implemented it, you went to that provider, they are giving you data in their own format. When I say format, it could be the type, the schema, the property names and all, it could be anything. So, and now what you need to do, you need to use that data, somehow transform it, parse it, transform it, make it compatible with your system. This is a very common use case. If you are working with third party providers, third party services, then this thing which you are doing, you are unknowingly working with adapter pattern, because you are adapting the type or whatever data you are getting from the third party API, third party service, you are adapting it to your use case as per your application. You will implement it, you will write some methods, properties, computed properties maybe, and a lot of logic. Unknowingly you are implementing adapter pattern. Hmm, where are we? I learned adapter pattern here. So this is how it happens actually. So you might have already used it, or maybe you will use it later. Sometimes we do it, we just don't use the name directly, the pattern name. In Maui, label small size resolution mobile font was so large and big resolution mobile font size was so small. Did you face the same issue? Label small size resolution mobile font was so large and big resolution mobile font was so small. Oh, you mean that font auto scaling kind of thing? So I faced this recently. The thing is, I was working on this simple app. It was working fine in Android emulator. It was, when I say working fine, the look and feel. It was looking fine in my physical device. And when I was trying it in my wife's mobile phone, it was kind of off. The font size was different. It was, sometimes it was just touching the edges, going to the next line. And I checked and that the spacing was off. I tried everything, and not tried everything, but it was working fine on multiple devices. But on my wife's device, it was not. So, and after couple of days, when I was just, I think I was trying to see something in the settings, and there I found out the default font, it was set to medium in my wife's mobile phone, and that's why it was behaving strangely. When I set it to normal, then my app, it would look fine. So I faced this issue, but didn't try to fix it. Maybe there should be something, I am not sure right now. After that I was traveling, and then all these the health related issues happened. I didn't look into it further, but this is the issue which I faced. Red eye developer, no, not yet. Maybe I'll try to see something in this next coming weekend. Okay. So we were here in the map. I was saying for these kind of things, when we have these arguments and we need to provide a lot of these things, I don't like this thing in XAML. For these things, I use this C sharp code behind related stuff. And if these are bindable, I'm going to use the bindings. And what else we can have? The result is when the map is displayed, it's centered on a specific location. Okay, this thing. Create a map span object. Map span object, a common approach supply requirement required arguments to the map span constructor. These are latitude and longitude represented by location object. Double values to represent the degree of this. Alternative, there are three methods in mapspan class to return new mapspan object. Clamp latitude from center and radius, and with zoom. Move the map. Okay. So we have moved the map functionality as well. That means we can maybe uh, have that the distance between 2 points, and we can add some pin or some UI, maybe some, I don't know, maybe some bike or car, and then we can move that as well. Maybe zoom the map. Customize map behavior. The behavior of map can be customized setting some of its properties and by handling the map clicked event. Show traffic data. What's very important design pattern to understand? Again, uh, as I already said, sometimes if we know about that pattern, that is good. But if you say there are a lot of design patterns, inversion of control, dependency injection, it is also a design pattern. Adapter, you already said. Builder pattern, which we use if we have some object creation logic, which will be kind of multi-part. We can have multiple steps to build an object. We can have some optional parameters to create that object. Then builder pattern is good for you. We have builder, we have this, we have template pattern. And I remember when we were on a call, Ronald, in our top mid meeting, then I explained that template pattern. So template pattern, it is also good, and I use it a lot of times because that is a very common pattern. And singleton, we say it, but now with everything DI or everything inversion of control dependency injection, we directly use that. But sometimes we need to have our direct singleton instance, singleton implementation. We can use maybe lazy class, that is a very powerful class in C sharp. So we use singleton repository patterns. We rarely use it now because we most of the time use EF core, and EF core, DB set, DB context, all these implement repository pattern with unit of work. Then we have factory pattern. In factory pattern also we have factory classes, we have factory method patterns, and yeah, these are the things which I can think right now. And we have strategy pattern, we have observer pattern, we have pub sub, that publish and subscriber pattern, which works with these event delegates, which is also a good pattern. So As I already said, when you have the use case, if you see some code or if you have some requirement for that specific case, maybe you can directly go to some AI chat gpt and you can simply explain your use case and then ask if this is a pattern of, or this can be implemented using some pattern, or if I have implemented this, is it some pattern? Because sometimes we implemented it is actually a pattern but we don't know about it. Yes, I remember that. Yeah. Show traffic data, disable scroll, disable zoom, show the user location, map clicks, location and distance, we can have pins, like this, display a pin, so we can have label, address, type, location, all these things. Interact with the pin, we can interact with the pin, we can tap or what. By default, when a pin is tapped, its information window is displayed. Pin types, generic, place, saved, and search. Okay, display a pin collection. Okay, choose item appearance at runtime with the map item template selector. Then polygons, polylines, and circles. Okay, so we can show the route, but how we are going to find that path or that route? We need to see if we can directly get it or we need some other thing. We can have the radius directly, the area, polygons, polyline, circle. This is circle. And on these we can have stroke color, stroke width, fill color, center, radius, fill color for circle. Create a polyline, create a circle, launch the native. Okay, so that means maps in .NET MAU, it has a lot of things. Maybe we should try it, or I should try to create some simple the, because I get it a lot in that taxi booking app kind of thing in here in .NET MAUI in chat and all. So maybe I should try something simple first to play around with the map and what all we can do. Okay, I'll maybe try this. Hmm, let's see what all we have in here. Maybe there is something new which I have not tried. Activity indicator, Blazor web view, border, box view, button, carousel. .NET 10 is not, .NET 10 is still here. Oh, did someone from you try .NET 10 yet? The preview? I know in .NET 9, the web view, hybrid web view, it had a lot of issues. I tried to run simple JavaScript, the Vue app or React app using that, but it didn't work. There were so many issues passing data from, I think it was working from .NET Mouse C Sharp to the hybrid web view, but it was not working from hybrid web view to back to the host, the C Sharp code. When .NET 9 came out, I tried at that time only. I tried with Android, I tried with iOS and Windows. It didn't work on any of these. Maybe they fixed it in this in .NET 10. Not sure. Hmm. So how is it going with you, Ronald? The learning .NET MAUI, and you are working on some app on Windows for Windows PC, right? Desktop app. So how is it going? Do you use Syncfusion? Yes, but not extensively, not for everything. For example, in our social media app, social media MAUI app, I used that uh, for image crop functionality. This one I use here. I have used Syncfusion's control in Blazor, specifically for data grid. I have not used any other control from Syncfusion. And same for ASP.NET Core MVC. I have used this with MVC for again the grids and some multi-select, some drop downs and all. It's going fine, but I need to make an appointment with you. Okay, so now I am available. Hmm. So yeah, how about so? Are you using Syncfusion? And you asked in Syncfusion in general for any type of any framework or just the in context with .NET MAUI only? Same. I wanted to meet you. So for that I have you will find the link. You can book a call with me on TopMate. So topmate.io/abhayprince. You can find the link in the description box. So there you can book sessions for one-on-one mentorship. This I use for these meetings. Okay, I will on TopMate. Yep, and only with .NET MAUI. Yeah, for .NET MAUI, I have just used this image editor for image cropping. And oh, I didn't use Syncfusion for any other thing yet. But maybe when I have some requirement for some control or something which I can't implement easily or quickly, then I will go with Syncfusion. Let's see what all controls they have for .NET MAUI. Syncfusion .NET MAUI. MAUI data grid. I am a student currently. I can't book, but later, yes. So if you have some doubt, some question, which is some simple thing or some anything, you can send me an email as well. I generally reply to all the emails, but sometimes if I'm busy and not able to get it, or maybe your email lands in spam or junk folder, then only I can't. But in most of the time, I reply to the emails. A high performance grid control. Okay, so if we are on desktop, we are building desktop application, then it makes sense. And if we are building mobile application, then data grid. Why don't like data grids for this? If we want to show a lot of data, then we should. This is not a use case for mobile app, but it depends. Sometimes we don't have any other choice. So thanks. This next session, I want to discuss deploying to iOS or Android. So for this, I would say not yet, because if you remember in my last stream, I said I have submitted. I tried to submit the app for Android, but they have this strange requirement now. We need to have uh, our app tested by at least 12 testers for 14 days. And I think on regular basis, they need to open and try the app on daily basis for at least 14 days by 12 people. So I am not able to fulfill that requirement because I have a very closed circle of friends. So I could not find that many people to test my app. If I don't do that, then there is no point of booking this session because I won't be able to provide you the actual details. I can go till there, but after that, how to submit it, I have no idea because that is pending from my side. For iOS, I have purchased Apple developers account and I'm going to try this. I was supposed to try it next previous week, but then I had all these things. I was quite busy with a different lot of things. So now I'm going to try deploying my app on iOS on App Store this weekend. So maybe after this, I will have some more insights. Then it makes sense. Because if I have not done something, I don't know about something, then there is no point of wasting your time, my time, and your money. So there is no point. So we should wait. I would maybe after successfully deploying or publishing app for both the platforms, I'm going to maybe create a video for this, or maybe I'll add some community post. Then we can discuss. How about App Store? Yeah, the same thing. So for App Store, I have already purchased the Apple developers account, but I could not find time to publish the app, and I don't know if they have some similar requirement. The app needs to be tested by n number of people for n number of days. I have no idea. But I'm going to try this weekend, then we'll see. Okay, so we were here, data grid, then we have charts. Okay, so for charts, I can maybe try Syncfusion. Or there was some other library also for charts in .NET MAUI. What was that? The live charts or something like that? Live charts. Charts, maps, and goes for .NET. Does it directly support .NET out of the box? Get started here. Okay, we have MAUI. I saw a couple of people on Reddit. They used live charts and they liked it. So maybe I should try this. Syncfusion has very nice controls and great support. Yes. Would you like to share your journey? Yes, for sure. Ah, when you say share your journey, that means the in what context? The we were talking about publishing the apps for on Google Play Store and this iOS App Store, or what do you mean by this? Like to share your journey? What part of my journey? My technical journey, or my life journey, my uh, corporate journey, or what kind of journey? Charts, they have good charts. After they have list view. Okay, data grid PDF viewer. This is good control. Button checkbox shapes radio button segmented control also we can use. Avatar view, effects view, shimmer effect, yes we can use this. It's totally on you. No, so if this is something related to my life, I would like it to keep personal, private, but for technical journey I can maybe plan something. But there is not much to share. If you want to know something specific, maybe you can tell me and I can plan something. Data visualization, all these charts, gauss, barcode generator, tree map, conversational UI, chat, and this layouts, backdrop, list view, pop up. We can maybe try pop up. Okay, so there are a lot of controls. It depends. If you need them, then you will come here. So in a social media app, I wanted to have that image crop functionality, so I switched to this thing. Card, badge view, busy indicator, progress bar, pull to refresh, time, image editor. I use this one. Ratings, signature pad. While this is going to be good, but I already have a video where I showed you how to implement the signature pad. So this is freehand drawing basically. So if I have this requirement, I'm going to use my approach. I'm not going to use this control. Picker, numeric entry, and all these things. Scheduler, calendar is also going to be good. Navigation drawer, we have shell, which has this flyout, radial menu, rotator, tab view, tree view. Maybe I should create a series where I try all these controls. What do you guys say? Let's try all these controls because I have not tried all these controls. Maybe some of these, most of these are going to be good, no doubt. Sometimes I'm not very happy with the performance of Syncfusion control. Those are kind of bloated, and for I have, as I already mentioned, I tried this in .NET MAUI Syncfusion controls, in Blazor, in the .NET Core MVC. At all the places, the performance, if I have to rate it, the Blazor controls performance is very poor. Then I guess comes with then second number MAUI, then third number the MVC. Yes, technically, no, that would be a wasted time. They already have video tutorials. Uh, oh, you mean Sync Fusion controls? Yeah, they would have controls, but the thing which is going to be different, uh, I will try these from actual user developer point of view. But when they have control, they have it from different mindset, from different point of view, the direct demo of their own product, their own controls, right? Yeah, but I'll see. Maybe I'm not saying for sure that this is just a thought. Do you create custom controls? Yes, not very big, much control. But when we say custom control, what do you mean by custom control? In most of the time, Custom controls is actually, we could say, kind of some additional behavior on some existing control or a collection of controls. For example, let's say I want to have some floating text input, right? The way we will have some input box where we can write, and if we don't write anything in there, we are going to have placeholder text. And if we focus on that entry or text box, that placeholder, it simply animates to the top, that floating, uh, we call these are floating label, right? Floating labels only. So this is going to be kind of a custom control with the collection of predefined controls. We are going to use label, we are going to use entry in this with some additional functionality. So we are going to wrap this thing in a custom control where we are going to have all this logic, that if there is no text, it should show just the placeholder, same as the label. If we focus in that entry, that placeholder should get removed and the label should be visible, which should be animated slightly to the upward, things like that. Or maybe you can have the loading button. The same way we have the loading buttons in, let's say, in simple bootstrap, we have button loading state, right? So spinners, grid update, and not go to the docs, search the spinners here, still same. They're not showing any output here. Migrating to v5, I'm looking at the wrong thing. So let's go, yeah, let's be here, not examples. We should go to docs only. But on docs, try control F. Try spinner like this. These are the spinners. And with the button state, did they show some? Yeah, maybe something like this. We have this button with this thing. So when we tap on it, when it is in loading state, it should show this loading indicator and the text is different. And when it is done processing, it should simply go back to the normal button with the simple text without this indicator. So this is going to be a custom control which is going to use the button, maybe some horizontal stack layout or some grid. So this is going to be a collection of controls which we'll create as our reusable piece of custom control. So for these kind of things, we already make custom controls, right? We created in so many projects, I guess. I don't remember. But if you are saying something draw natively and doing things like that, I have not done those yet. But if someday I have some requirement, I can maybe try. Ronald, floating placeholder, yes. Would you show me how to do that? Yeah, as I already mentioned, we just need to try. So we have basic animation support in .NET MAUI, the fade, the translate, rotate, scale, all those things. So in this, we'll simply have the translate effect, right? It will simply translate from here to the top, things like that. So things like that. And this also a very good candidate for creating a custom button control. It will be called as button, but it is going to be button if we don't have that loading state. And if we have that loading state, we are going to have maybe a horizontal stack layout with these two elements, or maybe a grid with these two elements. You're working in IT company, right? Yes. I have a small doubt, Red Eye developers. Yes, tell me what is it? So do you have ideal folder structure or architecture of developing apps? So for me, this is different for the framework or library I'm using. So I work mostly with .NET. And when I say .NET, I work with ASP.NET Core APIs, I work with MVC, I work with Minimal API, I work with Blazor, I work with .NET MAUI. All these are .NET ecosystem related frameworks. So I have different folder structure for all these. And when I go to the JavaScript world, I work with Angular, React, Vue. With React, I it's been a while when I last touched React, but with Vue, with Next, I have different set of folder structure and conventions and all. So I adapt to whatever framework or library I'm using. But in most of the cases, I use the structure which I show in my projects. If you go to any of my full stack project, there you can see. For example, you can see some Blazor full stack project, some Blazor was, and then you can try some .NET MAUI full stack project. So there you'll see what approach I follow. Most of the time, the folder, not the feature based architecture. I don't follow that. Sometimes I follow that. I have a small doubt. Do you have? There's no better feeling than to make a medication to a Saif Ali message retracted. Saif Ali roadmap map video. Roadmap map video. What do you mean? But do you have to extend? Please show us an example. Do you have to extend? What do you mean by do you have to extend? What do you mean by extend? When you say extend, that means the way we created those rounded corner, or not rounded corner. When we removed that underline from the entry on Android, we created subclasses, derived classes from the entry control and editor control. You mean that thing? If that what you are saying, so it totally depends what you want to do with your custom control, how you want to design that. For example, for this case, we don't need to extend it, because in this case we are going to use a label, two labels, maybe grid, maybe horizontal stack layout. So it is going to have multiple different controls. So we can't directly extend a button control to implement this thing. We need to have some different thing. For example, that floating uh, placeholder label or entry, for that also it is going to have multiple controls. So that also you can't achieve directly by directly extending some type. You need to have custom typo. The doubt is I know Uno, Maui, Unity Game Engine, Minimal API, DevOps, AWS, like some many more, blah blah blah. I just passed 10th. I failed in 11th and 12th. Then I joined in college, ITI Electrical. Can I able to join in IT? Yes. So there are a lot of people who transition from some non-IT background to directly IT. If you have all the experience in all these things, so you can maybe create one or two good projects which shows uh, most of these things, the technologies which you mentioned here, end to end, then it is going to be quite easy for you to enter in the industry. Saif Ali typo. So what do you want to say exactly? Roadmap map video. So you mean roadmap video? Do I extend an existing control? So Ronald, it depends. It depends. If you want to have some just extending the some control, or you just want to, or the your use case, it is just to handle that only. So for example, uh, I remember, for example, these two cases which we are just seeing, loading button and floating label. So we can't do this by extending the controls. We need to create a different control. with multiple elements and controls inside that. And if you remember, for that, removing the underline, we extended the existing controls. For I remember there was some project where we had that those images with different type of images. Were those in this the social media Maui project only? The white image and primary color image. So there we wanted to just add a behavior to change the color of that image which we were going to use at multiple places. So for that particular case, we wanted to extend that control. We wanted to customize that control. So it would be a custom control, but it is going to be an effect or some behavior or some functionality around that single control only. So for image or image button. In that case, we can do that by simply extending the control. Hi, I'm just arrived to the live. I don't need you. In what are you working today, Ruben? So I'm not working on anything today. We were just discussing different things here because it's been a while when we connected. I posted anything on the YouTube. I was quite busy with multiple different things happening, going around here and there. So I just thought that let's just do a simple chit chat. Saif Ali, yes. Roadmap video. So roadmap for what? Because you can see a lot of roadmap videos, roadmap images, roadmap related posts on LinkedIn. So the problem with roadmap or not roadmap in general, the ecosystem, .NET ecosystem, it is huge. It has a lot of thousands of different things. I would say not thousand, but not literally, but there are thousands of things. When we say .NET, we have C sharp, we have console applications, we have entity framework, we have LinkU, we have ASP.NET Core. Now, inside ASP.NET Core, also, we have a lot of things. We have ASP.NET Core in general, we have ASP.NET Core MVC, we have ASP.NET Core Razor Pages, we have ASP.NET Core Minimal API, we have ASP.NET Core Web APIs with the control actions, the kind of similar to MVC. Then we have ASP.NET Core Workers. We have ASP.NET Core Blazor. And now again, in Blazor also, we have Blazor Web App without any interactivity, that static server-side rendering. We have Blazor Server. We have Blazor WebAssembly. Now, in WebAssembly also, we have two different things. We have Blazor Web App with interactive WebAssembly, and then we have Blazor standalone WebAssembly. Okay, then we have cloud, we have native, we have cloud native things. We have, when we say native, that means we have these the Windows forms, we have WPF, we have .NET Maui. Inside .NET Maui again, we have different things. We have the XAML approach, we have direct C sharp approach, we have Blazor hybrid approach. So there are hundreds of things, hundreds of different things. Hello Hemindra, hello. How to implement collapsible toolbar in Maui? When you say collapsible toolbar, the top toolbar items, these left this kind of thing or what? Oh, nice. I'm planning to join in a few months, but all my relatives saying you need study for that lot, so you can't able to join. So, most of the time, it depends on the company, on the organization which you are joining. For some of the companies, in India, there are a different set of requirements. Sometimes they directly need just the engineering degree. Sometimes they need specifically computer science degree. In India, we have different. So we have BTech, we have MTech, we have BCA, we have MCA, we have BSc with computer science, we have BSc with IT, not computer science, BSc with IT. So different things. So for different companies, the requirements are different. Then comes the CGPA grades and percentage in 10th, 12th, and graduation. So it depends on the company, but it mostly matters when you join the first company. After that, if you did good, If you have experience, then also the big companies, and there are a lot of companies which always have all these criteria, but there are a lot of companies which just see if you have experience, you have delivered something, you have skills, then it is good for you. But I would say if you have not completed graduation, then I would say just try doing graduation. That is going to add uh, in your career, in your future. It is going to be good for a lot of different things as well. For examples, for I guess for some loans also, if you are seeking some loan, then also they want this educational qualification. What have you done? So it helps in a lot of different scenarios. Hmm. Yes, I like a collapsible toolbar. So it depends. For collapsible toolbar, okay, hold on. How to implement collapsible toolbar in Maui? Yeah, so if you are talking about this thing, you can have this functionality out of the box in the .NET Maui directly. In content page, we have toolbar item, and whatever on each toolbar item, we have that option. We can set the secondary toolbar items. So the secondary toolbar items, those gets displayed like this. Hmm. Okay, after hearing this, I get confident to try to join in it. Yes, I like a collapsible toolbar. Safe Ali .NET roadmap. Donald DevOps. Yeah, DevOps is also a thing, but it does not directly falls under .NET, because when we say DevOps, it has different other controls. We can say Docker is also a part of this. We have Jenkins, Octopus, different gate providers, CI/CD pipelines, and all. There are going to be a lot of different things, but those are not directly related to .NET. Those are kind of general. If you need .NET, search in Google .NET Roadmap 2025. Click the first link, download the roadmap image. That's it. But you no need everything to learn in roadmap in that. Yeah, the roadmap. I don't like the roadmap thing, but the people do it each and every year just for views and just for thing. Because when you do, or maybe yeah, the roadmaps, do they actually help to understand something? What do you think is the best way to store our dashboard data in cache memory in MAU instead of calling API every time? It depends how much data you want to store. What type of data? Is it simple? Is it complex data? So in .NET MAUI, we have secure storage, we have preferences, we have SQLite, we have file system also you can use if you want to just save the file inside your application in app data and use that. So there are a lot of different use cases. Each has its own pros and cons, limitations, benefits, and all these things. So it depends. But using SQLite database in your .NET MAUI app, this is going to be a good approach. When you say dashboard data, that means you are going to have a good amount of data, not very much, but still. So preference is just for very simple key value pair. Secure storage is just a secured encrypted version of the preferences, we could say. So SQLite is a good for this, good approach for this thing. Hi sir, how was your trip? Trip was good, but when I came back, I got sick for almost a week. I had this fever, body ache, headache, and all these issues. Now I'm. Thanks for asking. Toolbar which shrinks on scroll. Oh, you mean we have this thing, and when I try to scroll, it simply becomes smaller. Okay. So I have seen this in a lot of iOS apps. I didn't see it in Android apps, but I didn't try it. I don't know if we can I don't think we have anything directly in .NET MAUI for this. Maybe we need to work with some platform specific code for this. And I have never seen this with any of the Android app. I have seen this on iOS only. So maybe this is going to be something iOS specific. So we need to try adding some custom code in iOS specific platform code. One more question. Toolbar with strings on scroll. Ronald, a business loan. What do you mean? You mean the thing which I was explaining, that graduation, at least graduation is important, degree is important for that thing? Hey Mendra, one more question. Does Maui have any built-in font for icons, like we write glyph code instead using SVGs? If not, what I can use? Have inbuilt font for icons? No, we don't have any built-in. You can add font or some. We can add any other. You can use glyph. That is what I know. You can use, just simply change the font family with these glyph icons. No need to directly use SVGs, but this is how it works. Why your YouTube live stream in 4 seconds delay in mobile? Is there any reason? I have no idea why this is delayed in mobile. Paul Valerie, I want to build an application with you. Okay. Maybe you can send me an email and we can discuss there. Hamza Hafiz, do a Google search for collapsible toolbar in native Android. I want something similar in Maui. Do you have some link? You can maybe paste that search link here and I can directly click on it. But I got what you're saying. If you're saying that thing, when we have them, for example, this header, and when I scroll down, it simply shrinks. Paul Valery, how manage memory? In .NET MAUI application, how to manage memory? There are a lot of memory leakage issues in .NET MAUI, .NET MAUI controls. There are some well-known issues. There are a lot of issues in GitHub, but sometimes we need to check our code if we are leaking anything, if we can handle those. The WebPrince roadmap is great. It will use to learn many things quickly, because in roadmap have many technologies we don't. Oh yes, yes, that's a, and it, maybe it is good for the folks who are maybe freshers, students, beginner, who are coming to some technology or some this tech space. When you have some experience, you have seen a lot of things, so you already know the things. So maybe it is beneficial for the beginners. Yes, makes sense. Paul Valerie, I want to meet you. Okay. So if it in person, I am in India. I am from India. And if you want to simply book some meeting, if this is, you just want to discuss something, you can send me an email. If you want to brainstorm or maybe some mentorship or some other discussion, you can book a call with me on TopMate, which I use. The link is going to be in the description. All in almost each and every video, I have that one-on-one mentorship call related stuff there. Okay, thanks, sir. No problem. Hey, Minder, like my dashboard, I'm calling likely 7-8 API, personal details with image in block format and other details from various API. I'm targeting Android and iOS. Yes, so storing these in SQLite is going to be a great approach. Hey, Minder, Rohit, Kohli, both retired. So I used to play cricket in my school time, in my college time, when I was doing my degree, BTech, Bachelor in Technology, and when I was in third year in 2011. Then I quit cricket, I quit watching it. I just know the basic, simple things now. I don't watch IPL, all these World Cups, all these cricket matches. I don't know, but I just know. I know Kohli. I know uh, who was the second one? Rohit Sharma or Rohit Sharma? Yeah, I know these guys normally, but not actively watching cricket or in cricket. About bottom navigation view and renderer, can you make a tutorial? bottom navigation view. Bottom navigation view. You mean the bottom tab bar, which is bottom navigation view in Android's platform specific language. That's what you're saying. And renderer, can you make a tutorial? So if you watch my late one of the video, this tab bar customization, floating rounded tab bar. In this, I have used custom renders and bottom navigation view. So maybe you can watch this video in tab bar customization, this floating rounded tab bar and gradient background in the bottom tab bar. You can check this and then you can play around with this and do a lot of different cool things with this. Already learn span, memory, array pool, and GC to manage memory. So it depends. It for this sometimes, not I would say sometimes, but in most of the time, uh, the C sharp itself is very good. A lot of different things we can handle. These are getting handled automatically, but in .NET MAUI, there are a lot of known issues with these memory related issues. So for those, we can't do anything. We can simply we can, if you are good at platform specific things, you can try to fix those and raise a PR and all that. If you don't have that much of time or expertise and all, then you can simply open up issues on the GitHub on .NET MAUI, and then they will maybe fix those things in some later version. That's all what we can do. Um, and have most of this must. I have not your email. Hello chat, hi Prince. Hope you all are doing well. What are we working on today? We are not working on anything today. We are just doing some general discussion. Developers, I know I don't need to learn. Yeah, these a lot of things. If you have spent let's say 2 or 3 years in the industry, you will know almost all of these things. I like using artificial latency and watch the spinner. I like using artificial latency. Watch this. Red Eye developer. Where that go? Okay. मनोज पंताप है सर, क्या ब्लेजर वेब असेंबली क्लाइंट और डॉट नेट कोर वेब एपीआई का कॉम्बिनेशन एक कम्प्लीटली सिक्योर एप्लीकेशन बना सकता है? कुछ सिक्योरिटी कंसर्न दे दीजिए, इसको ध्यान में रखा जा सकता है। हाँ भाई, बिल्कुल। चीज़ें ऐसे ही काम करती हैं ना नॉर्मली। सॉरी फॉर द इंग्लिश फोक्स मनोज। सो होता क्या है, कोई भी अब ब्लेजर वेब असेंबली की हम बात कर रहे हैं, तो ये सिंपल सिंगल पेज एप्लीकेशन ही तो है। एस पी है, जैसे अगर सेम क्वेश्चन होगा कि क्या एंगुलर और डॉट नेट कोर की एपीआई का यूज़ करके हम बट फुल्ली सिक्योर ऑप्टिमाइज एप्लीकेशन बना सकते हैं सेम रिएक्ट का यूज़ करके, सेम व्यू का यूज़ करके? तो सेम ही चीज़ है ये। बिल्कुल बना सकते हैं। नॉर्मल जो जो सिक्योरिटी कंसिडरेशन हमको वहाँ लेने होते हैं वो यहाँ लेने होते हैं। आई हैव वेरी एडवांस यू सी। ओके। I have 2. Maui developer. I have 2.5 years of experience .NET Maui. No, I'm planning to learn Flutter. Now I'm planning to learn Flutter or React Native. Is this a good thing or I have to learn deep into Maui? So right now, Maui is not that big. So if you are looking for job, so from job point of view, React Native and Flutter are good. If you're good with if you want to switch jobs, you want to get good money and all these things, then React Native and Flutter are the way, because .NET Maui, it does not have that much of uh we could say career in this right now. Maybe in future we'll see uh its growth, but not right now. So React Native and Flutter is good for that career growth. Hemendra, doubt when I used icons using glyph code, I placed the .ttf file in fonts and registered in the Maui program CS, but then I started getting file not found exception on initialized component in XAML CS. Uh, Glyph code, I placed TTF file in fonts folder. Okay, registered in the Maui program. Okay, then I started getting file not found. There might be some different thing. Maybe try cleaning the project, close the Visual Studio. Sometimes that the error in initialize component. This is a very well known issue. But oh, file not found exception. Which file not found? Is that the font related file? And if that is the case, then try one more thing. Right click on that file and go to the properties and see what is the build action. Check for the other files. This is if this is Maui font or maybe things like that, then it should work. If that is not the case, then it is not going to recognize that. Sometimes it happens when we paste some file into some folder, it does not recognize, it does not have that correct build action. So try what is the build action for other existing font files, then try what is with your new TTF file. How to use AI in .NET MAUI app? You mean how to use AI in .NET MAUI app? So when you say AI in .NET MAUI app, you are going to have some third-party AI provider or some maybe third-party API for AI. So for these cases, you are going to have some API key and .NET MAUI mobile apps. These are not a good place to store the API keys. So for this, you are going to have some API layer, your API layer. Okay. The way it is going to work, you will have your API related logic, code, everything in your API. The way it is going to work, your Maui mobile app, it is going to connect to your API and your API is going to use the API key from the AI provider and it is going to do the AI related stuff. It is going your API is going to get a request from your mobile application and going to give you the response to your mobile application. Your mobile application is directly going to be the user interaction and displaying the user data. So we can say direct AI integration. This is nothing in .NET MAUI. It will be in the secure backend side. Yeah, I monitor Maui app, heap memory, media element, use heavy heap memory, but I control that using GC class below 150 MB heap uses. So, what I think, Red Eye developers, you are doing a lot of premature optimizations, a lot of different unnecessary things, and you because the thing is, uh, we generally say that adding the indexes, specific non-cluster indexes in the SQL tables and all, these increase the performance, but sometimes these does not. Same thing, we know the parallel in C sharp. This is a very good thing, right? If we have some operation, let's say I'm working with some list, doing some complex operation or doing something, I can try to, instead of doing that sequentially, I can try TPL, task parallel library, doing it parallel. But it is not always a best solution. So when we use these kind of stuff, same goes with GC, garbage collection related stuff. We don't directly just go and use these. If you actually have the issues, so there was some work from the Microsoft only. I saw in some interview. They said never use garbage collector GC directly unless you know better than the developer of GC, right? So we mostly, most of the time, we don't need to touch GC by ours. Hussein Musaji, I want to make an app which record voice first and then check if recite same like app which memorizing app. So for this, speech to text kind of thing, right? So there is a problem, not problem directly, but we need to use some different things for this. Text to speech is straightforward. We have text to speech API directly built in our .NET MAUI, so we can use iText to API, iText to speech or text to speech dot default dot speak async and all these. But for speech to text, we need to do a lot of different stuff. We have something from community toolkit. So community toolkit Maui. Here, there was something. Setup, alert, animation, behavior, converter, essential. What we have in essential, speech to text. So maybe you can try this speech to text. So try this when you'll speak. It is going to write it there, and then you can whatever you want to implement. This is the thing: speech to text, text to speech. These are the API. So text to speech is directly in .NET MAUI. For speech to text, you can try this thing. Yeah, so Hussein Musaji. So these are the things for you. Speech to text directly here and text to speech is already there. All well red eye developer, we can work together. Okay, yeah, sure. Like it gives only file not found, empty string. I mean try that. The thing which I told you that checking the build action. Is it Maui font for both? Hussein Musaji, thanks. Yeah, no problem. Why I'm use GC? Because I am making app same like Instagram Reels. With when scroll the reels from media elements, so many garbage was creating, and GC was not cleaning it. It taking so long. Okay, I'm just saying normal. So I use GC. If I not use GC, 400 MB GC was cleaning low. Want to use large heap in manifest. So where are you with this app right now? So are you building this Instagram Reels type app for yourself or for some other person or for some other company? Or can we see some demo? Maybe if you can record a simple video, we can see. I would like to see that. Myself and I done. Yes, so good for you. Yeah, maybe you can record and put it somewhere. If not, just put it maybe on Google Drive and just share the link in here in some of the video chat. Or if you are not comfortable with sharing with everyone, you can maybe send me an email with that link. I haven't your email. Oh, you can get that from my channel only. This is how people get the email or how they get your email address. This thing, if you go to the channel, motorcycle. This is how people see the email, right? This you can try this email and send me an email here. Chat will not allow to share link. I will send an email. I think it allows the chat. I used a refresh view. If the user scrolls down, the dashboard page will refresh first, clear cache, then call API, and again store and display data on dashboard. So the problem is okay. I see. Yep. So what is the problem, Hemendra? If the user scrolls down, thanks, sir. Yeah, no problem. Now I share a YouTube link, but for you, not visible on the chat. Oh, is there some setting or something here? Community moderation, participant moderation activity. I have not enabled it. Timestamp, reaction, engage with your audience, start a poll, start a Q&A. Oh, we have these options here. I'm very noob. Let your viewers weigh in, poll, Q&A. Show your sub. Okay. Have you made any systems design video? I think it will be nice to see a practical approach to how you plan and structure your projects. I've not done any system design video, and okay, so how I plan and structure my project, this is going to be a good thing. I can try this. I think moderator only can able to share. But where can we add that moderator and all? How to do that? Right click, add as moderator. Okay, this channel activity, go to channel pane message, put user in timeout, hide, add as mod. Managing moderators can review, remove chat message, and hide or put users in timeout. And this, let's say if I do this, what happens? Red Eye Developer is now a standard moderator for your channel. Let's try to add that link now. Okay, copy link. Bye. Oh, you. I thought it is something you have the demo of your application. So you already have that demo recorded or something like that, so that you can directly share it here, or you will do it sometime later. Okay, so Hemindra, you were saying I use a refresh view. If the user scrolls down, the dashboard page will refresh. First, hit clear cache, then call API, and again store and display data on dashboard. So the problem is it works with our elements in a page like scroll view or any other element, but I used a shell.title view property and modified my to navbar. I am unable to I use shell.title view. Okay, property shell.title view property and modified my navbar. I am unable to refresh it. So you are okay, okay. So the thing is, when you use refresh view, the way it works, it simply refreshes, or it can refresh the content inside that thing or whatever you have done. In that case, what you will do in your view model or your code behind, if you are using mvvm in your view model, whatever you have done added in your shell or title view, so all these things you need to re fetch that data or modify that data. If these are bindable properties, good. If these are not, then maybe in code behind or things like that, you need to modify those values also. Because with refresh view also, when you are refreshing, you are actually getting the data from the API, and you are going to modify some data, right? Some properties, events, or variables, all these things. Similarly, you need to do for that as well. There might be some issue or some missing piece with your code. So maybe you can share your XAML simple piece and your refresh method. Then maybe I can see and tell you what is it. Maybe we do it. You can send me an email with that if you are okay with sharing that, because it should work. Let me record and send. So you are going to record right away or Red Eye developers? So Mr. Friesen, are you fresher or beginner or you are experienced developer? Oh, I have uploaded 311 videos. Uh, a lot of videos, and still I have only 8.35k subscribers. Not more. I would describe myself as a mid-level dev struggling to unlearn bad foundational habits. अभय सर आपका रियल नेम अभय प्रिंस ही है क्या? यस, मेरा रियल नेम अभय प्रिंस ही है. All my documents, bank accounts, everything. Don't worry, the subscribers will come. I don't know when they will come. I'm waiting for almost 3 years now, or maybe more than 3 years. I don't remember. I don't know where are they. They simply lost the path. So, from which country are you, Mr. Friesen? I mean, there are lots of bugs and small issues in Maui from their side. Yes, they have issues, but the the issue which you are describing, this is not from their side. I'm 99.999% sure this is something from your side. Hmm? Let's do this. Let's quickly try this. I mean, should we going to do this? I know you are tired of me saying that, but have you considered Twitch as well? Uh I did post a poll on my channel, if I remember. There were a lot of people who are not on Twitch. So for this one, we can't see the. Okay, how can I make Let me try some. If I do youtube.com of happens here, youtube.com and if I go to the posts, hmm, hmm. So you see, out of 122 people, 63% said no, they don't use no Twitch, and 8% said sometimes they use Twitch. 19% say what is Twitch? They don't know about it. Okay, and then I try to read about this Twitch because I have not used Twitch. I have never used. I know couple of creators. I know Theo, couple of creators who stream on both the platforms simultaneously at the same time on YouTube and on the Twitch. So maybe it is not for me. I don't see much value in there. And then we can't directly. There were some constraints, right? We need to do uh, at least 3 times a week and some consistency and things like that to go to that partner program which actually paid for that thing. So I thought that is not for me. It has many features that can be nice to engage with followers, but the developers community, which I think it is not there on Reddit. Also, I tried to read about it. I found that the gamers, there are a lot of gamers on Twitch. Not much developers are out there on Twitch. I'm currently in Cyprus. Okay. Hey Mindra, yes, I know I'm bad, but as compared to others, no, I'm not saying bad. This is nothing. This is not a thing like that. But when we do something, sometimes, so I'll tell you the very basic thing. I was working on one uh, Blazor project, and there I had to do some. I was using the Syncfusion grid there, and there we have that print functionality in that grid. But the requirement from client side, they said so. How that print works? It simply when we click on print, it is going to print whatever we have in that grid, including the header and the footer, aggregated footer and all. But the client, they wanted a custom header on top of it. Okay, before this I tried to research, I could not find anything. Then I finally tried to use JavaScript to modify something. So right before the print, I will simply grab the instance of the grid. I will simply add the custom header before that grid data. Then the print operation is going to happen. And after that print operation, I am going to remove that added header from that generated HTML. This is what I had to do. In this, I had to handle the exception. So there I simply added a try catch in the JavaScript. From there I had nested try catch for different use cases. So I had to throw. In C sharp we can directly throw or we can throw EX. So if you're good at programming in C sharp, you know these are two different things. When we have some try catch block, so when we have some try, we have some code there, then we have some catch. So here if we say throw, it means something else, and if we say throw ex, it means something else. These two will result in different behaviors. So what I did in the JavaScript one, I simply used this throw. And after this, Blazor with JavaScript is very bad actually. Was not able to figure out the actual error and it won't work. It is going to give me a different errors and all. It was not able to uh, figure out that entire file. Whatever method functions I had in that particular file, it was just not recognizing those. Not in console, not in. It took me around 7 hours to figure this simple thing out. Does this mean I am bad? No. Sometimes it happens. It is a very small, simple thing. I tried to use all the AI. I tried to paste this entire thing in ChatGPT, in DeepSeek, in Claude, but no one was able to figure it out. So I'm not saying you are bad, but sometimes we simply miss some things. Sometimes we do something differently. Saurabh Kumar, I was working on Loader using GIF. It's working on iOS but not in Android. I remember in .NET 7. I don't fully remember it. I think it was .NET 7 only. And maybe for some of the project, I don't remember. It's been a while. So the GIF file, it was I think working on Android and was not working on iOS. Now it is different. So there was some issues for sure for this GIF. But right now I can't say anything. ARMMRK. Hello friend. Hello. Yes, Hemendra. Yes, I am also using Syncfusion for Maui. Okay. Is it difficult to make a component like Syncfusion has? Which component? And I would say uh, it is not very difficult, but it is complex. Do you have any idea about the audit trail used for logging in the web projects can we have in Maui? So it depends. In web projects, you directly have access to the database, to the file system. Okay. So in here, in this mobile Maui application, you have two options. Either you can use some third party cloud provider collector, we can call it whatever we want to say for telemetry and all. Or second option, you are going to have your API layer and you are going to push all these things from your Maui mobile app to your API, because let's say we have the similar kind of logging log to file in our Maui application. I have my own version. You have your own version. I will have my own logs in my device. How would you be able to access those logs as a developer? Right? Because when we say mobile app, when we say desktop apps, these are installed on the devices. But for web application, it is different. It lives on the server which you have access to. So this is different. The architecture and the way of handling things, not handling the way these things are. These are totally different things. Do you have any? I tried to give the platform not supported error. My app working with API only DB connection. I could not get you what you are saying, Hemendra. Give me some more info, Hemendra. What all we have in here in community toolkit, Maui community toolkit. I have not seen all these controls. Right? Setup, alerts, snack bar toast. I have used both. Animations, fade animation. I have not used it. Behaviors. Animation behavior, email validation, event to command I have used, I content color I have used. Status bar behavior I have used. Converters. For these things, I can create my own converters. Essentials, app theme resources, badge, folder picker. I think I have used folder picker. I have used file saver. Audit trail का implementation try किया but platform not supported का error throw किया. Yes, Hemindra, because that is not directly supported on mobile and desktop applications. For this, you need to use some third party service which actually works the same way as your API will work. You are going to simply send these messages to the provider, third party API, or your API. So these things are going to be stored via your API or the third party API. मेरे मोबाइल ऐप ओनली API से डेटा गेट और पोस्ट करता है इसलिए शायद. So in this case you will have some endpoint in your API which will have these things. Okay, now yeah. Have some bugs lol, I just saw. Yeah, no problem. Transfer now. Link. Huh? Transfer link. Let's try to click on it. So I was not clicking on it because I'm using it in a different way. Download file. So what is it? Can I run it directly here or you want me to watch it privately, not in front of everyone? Best and most effective component or element in Syncfusion that you liked most? I have not used much. I have just used image cropper, image editor control. Yes, sure, no issue. You can run here. KRM, okay, I'm already watching. Okay, so how is it? Good. Okay. Good app. Okay, let me try. Should not come here. So you use Rider. चलो सर, गुड नाइट. कल उठ के फिर से सुबह काम पे जाना है. हाँ भाई, मुझे मैं भी बस So you use Rock and you need to change it again and again. So it oh, because you are not using Visual Studio. So for dev tunnels, I guess you can do dev tunnels without Visual Studio as well. Red Eye. You can use dev tunnels without Visual Studio. They have, I guess, using command line, you can run that. So you can create a persistent public dev tunnel so that URL is never going to change. You can have that URL directly in your app, in your code, and you don't need to change it again and again. And you are using Aspire as well. So what are you using for this? Are you using these custom animations or some third party control or what? For this effect, when you click on the sign up, sign in, simply goes down and up. You did good actually, great. This looks great. So this bottom sheet, are you using that? There was this 49 and there is one plugin dot bottom sheet or something like that. So are you using something from there for this bottom sheet, or is it simply a grid which you are opening from the bottom? Hmm. Okay, so you did great actually. And do you have that scroll? Not scroll, swipe. Just any border using transform to. Okay. What is this? So is this donate? This is what is it? I don't think you are using Razorpay. So Razorpay does not provide any SDK for this, or does it? Or is this some web view kind of thing? What are you using for this? That is my own UI. Okay, that swipe and all that is your own UI, but for this Razor Pay integration, because I think I checked it, they don't have anything like this, right? When you say slide to donate, upon doing this, you are opening the that URL in a web view. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. Great. Okay. I hope you polish it and release it. So we'll have some good app using .NET MAUI. When someone posts any .NET MAUI app on Reddit or on some social media, I feel happy actually. All right. You're using Grafana and all. Okay. All right. So I think, oh, are here for 2 hours, 7 minutes. Ephraim, Abhay Prince. Did you write something here? How can I reach you? You can email me. You can book a call uh, with me on TopMate. The link is going to be in the description, or you can send me an email. You can get the email from my channel. Going to the here in more info, view email address here. Doing this, please let me get me an email. Yeah, I told you right. Just go here on my channel. More you're going to get. If you want to book a call, you can try this link. If you want to send me an email, just go here, view email address, submit, and here it is going to show you the captcha and all, and then it is going to show you my email ID, and you can send me an email here. All right, so I think that's all for today. Now I'm going to maybe work on some project for you guys using .NET MAUI or Blazor. I don't know. I need to see. I need to check what I'm going to build next. I don't have anything right now. Setting UI for all type mobile resolution is hardest part. Yeah, the adaptive UI. This is because we need to have those height and width, those units 200, 300, 400, 500. Thank you. No problem. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. As I already mentioned, maybe I'm going to create some project quickly using Blazor or Maui. I don't know right now. We will connect soon. Till then, bye bye.